Okay, let's talk about brown parent math. Y'all see my water bottle over here? I had to hydrate myself for this video. I'm not even joking, because brown parent math is... Now, if you don't know what brown parent math is, it's basically things that does not contain any kind of logic, but it makes sense to our parents, brown parents. I don't know how it works, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Number one, brown parents comparing their kids to other kids when it comes to negative situations, but their kids can't compare themselves to other kids when it comes to good situations. I will never understand this. Like, brown parents always they always tell us not to compare, yada yada yada, but they will not miss a second to complain or compare us to other brown kids. Like, oh, you know, my aunt's daughter, she got A stars in her freaking, I don't know, academics, blah blah blah, she became the president of Mars. Look at you, you're not doing anything. Like, imagine I started comparing you to other people's parents. Like, hey, you know, my friend's mom, yeah, she's a pilot, she went to uni at the age of 50 years old, she's a doctor, what are you doing, you a housewife? If I did that, I would get a chappal thrown at me. I would get a slap so hard that she will literally send me back to her womb. Okay, she will literally get an abortion at 23 years old if I ever had the audacity to say something like that. But no, it's okay for her to say it. It's okay for our parents to say it, because, you know, they gave birth to us as if we asked to be born. Hello, you got me into this world. You decided to have unprotected sex and bring me into this world. You decided to get pregnant for 9 months and give birth to me. I did not ask for this. Where is the consent form? Like, show me. But obviously we can't say this because we are brown, and this will look like an argument. Number two, not letting your kids go out their entire lives, but will send them across the country for higher education. Do you know how many people, like, I personally didn't go through this, but I have seen so many people, like, in this country, people, like, students come to this country and they experience, like, they see the sun for the first time. Like, how do brown parents not allow you to go out their entire life but expect you to be okay in a whole different country? Like, what? Like, how do you expect? It's like literally raising a pet at home, an indoors pet, and then letting them go outside for the first time in their lives. Like, they're so freaking confused. They don't know how to socialize with other people. You've literally kept them inside, I mean, in between four walls, and you expect your kids to be okay in a whole different country, literally across the world. How does that work? How does it make sense to brown parents? Like, how is that okay? Number three, not allowing their kids to date, but as soon as their kids turn 24 or 25, they'll start yelling, oh my goodness, you don't have a partner, you're gonna be alone your whole life. Like, hello, you literally didn't allow me to look at a guy. How am I supposed to be married at 25 when you expect me to be in a relationship for 5 years? That means me having to start dating at 20, but I was not allowed to even look at a guy at 20. So make it make sense. The math ain't mathing, but you know what? It makes sense to brown parents because, hey, they're brown and they're our parents, so it makes sense. And then they'll be like, you know what? You don't have to do love marriage, you'll just do arranged marriage because you are still single and you're 25. Like, I was allowed to look at a boy when I was 23 years old, so what do you expect? What do you want me to do? Like, make it make sense. But here's the thing, it doesn't make sense to us, but it makes sense to them. Number four, brown parents getting mad when we hide things from them, but gets even madder when we tell them the truth. Have you ever been in a situation where they're like, you know what, sit down, tell me the truth, I won't be mad, and the next thing you know, you tell them the truth and you're 6 feet under the ground. How am I supposed to trust you the next time? How am I supposed to trust you to not bury me 6 feet under next time if I were to tell you the truth? Like, every single time. I remember this one time my mom sneak attacked me. She was like, tell me the truth, I won't be mad at you. And the next thing you know, literally I didn't even get to finish my sentence, she threw a whole shoe at me. Thank God I dodged it, but hey, it makes sense to them. It just makes sense to them. But if I told this to my therapist, she'll be like, that is domestic abuse. That is child abuse. But to our parents, it's called discipline. So it just makes sense to our parents. Number 5, brown parents being at the verge of divorce every other day but complaining about people or judging people who have gotten divorces. Like, hello, brown parents stay in these relationships only because of society. Like, they are not happy. I have seen so many brown people, brown parents, like grandparents, blah blah blah, other people, everyone, like people around me I've seen growing up, my friends' parents, like honestly they should get a divorce because you're not happy. But marriage for them is not about love, passion, compassion, or protecting each other. It's about being together in front of society, and that is the problem in our society. And this is actually a huge issue, even though like I'm saying it in a joking manner. It is a huge issue because like I'm so glad that our generation, we are getting out of those things. We are not afraid to break up or go through a divorce. We're not afraid to be a single parent because we think about our mental health. But no, brown parents, like brown adults, they think that if you are happy in front of society, that is fine, which is crazy because I've heard so many stories of parents telling their daughters to be in households that are literally destroying their mental health. Their daughters could literally get beaten up and they'll be like, you know what, it's normal, it's love, you just got married, you have to be in this relationship, you have to be in this marriage, you have a child, you have to deal with all of this because you have a child, no one will ever marry you again. All of those things, like, oh my goodness, I can't imagine being a parent. If my daughter, like my parents, if my parents ever found out that I was getting abused, my dad will literally, my mom, she will literally fly across the country to beat his ass and bury him 6 feet under. I don't know how other parents do it. I don't know how other brown parents do it. I don't know how people do honor killings. I don't know how people, like, I don't understand how it makes sense. I don't know why some brown people, they don't get divorces when they should, because they are staying in a marriage that is destroying their mental health as well as their kids' mental health. But they will never accept it, but they will judge other people for finding their own happiness. They will judge other people for getting divorces only because they can't get a divorce themselves. They will judge other people for standing up for themselves, protecting their peace, protecting their mental health, protecting their kids' mental health, but they will still judge those people who have the courage to do it while they're destroying their own kids' mental health, while staying in a broken marriage. It doesn't make sense to us, but it makes sense to some people. Number 6, telling us to stay away from strangers, but being okay with arranged marriages. Like, you do not let me hang out with my friend of 6 years because you do not trust my friend, but you will trust someone you met on shadi.com. You will trust someone you met on shadi.com to take care of me, to not beat me, to take care of me financially, physically, emotionally. Someone you've only met twice in your life to take care of your own daughter or your son, and that is okay with you. Aren't you the same person who taught me stranger danger? But you're okay with me getting married to someone, me going into a family who I've never met in my entire life, and you expect me to live with them? Like, bro, I don't even come out of my own room when I live with you guys, and you expect me to come out of the room while I'm living with strangers? How is that okay? Like, make it make sense, because in my head, this shit don't make sense to me. And the last one is saying they don't have money, but they will get fooled by their siblings 24/7. How many, like, I know at least 50% of you guys have gone through it. Your parents' sibling, your father's sibling asked for money and then he never returned the money back. And then you know what? They don't learn their lesson. They will do it the second, they will do it the third, they will do it the fourth time. They will go until the 50th time. They will keep getting betrayed. They will keep getting fooled, but they will continue to do for their family who talk shit about them, who backstab them, who don't give a shit about them. They will continue to do shit for them. But if you want $1 for an ice cream, they'll be like, nah, we ain't got the money for that. But you're okay with losing $10,000 to your sibling. Make it make sense, because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. So okay, anyways, that is basically brown parent math. Things that don't make sense to us but make sense to them because they see fit. Anyways, that's about it for this video. If you have other things that don't make sense but make sense to our brown parents, leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to read them. So yeah, that is it for this video now. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.